Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Extinct Breaks Originals! And for this very special episode, we will be featuring the LEGO custom Planet Dinosaur Mapusaurus. But before we head on with this video, I'd like to say thanks to youtube.com audio library for this awesome background music. Also, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And for you to be able to support my channel, please do not skip on all the ads on all my videos. Thanks everyone! You may also like to follow me on all my social media platforms. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LYKA. Now I'll be posting some of my exclusive photos and video clips as well. So, I'll see you there everyone! I guess this PC contest winners will be announced later on in the video. But for now, let's move on with the making of the Mapusaurus. So the Mapusaurus is actually a very large carnivorous theropod, and that is why we're using this particular base for this one. So this is an Indominus Rex with T-Rex hands. So after further modifications in the scope and also the shape of the skull and also the body, we're going to paint this one. So I primered it already and we're using acrylics, some water, and also paint brushes. But of course, we'll be using a reference here, and this is the Mapusaurus from Planet Dinosaur. Or should I say, Dinosaur Planet? Well, of course, we'll be starting off with the base colors on this one. So this is just a mixture of burnt sienna, some yellow, and also some yellow ochre. So we're going to paint this on the entire body of this creature except the head. So this would also include painting it on the hands, on the legs, and also part of the tail. And after the first paint coat is actually dry, we now mix in a little bit more yellow to this one, and we're painting it to make a bit of gradient from the first color to a transition on this one, and then a lighter color on the base of the figure or the underbelly. The underside of the creature is actually light and is actually almost beige color. So we mix a little bit of white with some yellow ochre and then a little bit of black. And this is how it turned out. So we're painting this on the underbelly as well as some parts of the head of the creature. so using the same beige color earlier, we mixed in some blue and then painted on areas where there is actually blue color on the face. Always take a look at your reference every now and then so that you'll know where to place these colors. Now we added a little bit more blue on this one and then painted it on most parts of the lower jaw and also some parts on the upper jaw of the creature. Now this is now a mixture of red, some bit of yellow, and some white. This will actually appear very peachy and so that we're actually achieving that color. We're now going to paint this on the uppermost portions of the head of the Mapusaurus. The neck area of the Mapusaurus actually has this gradient of from the reddish parts on the topmost portion and then with a bright orange to it. So we're painting that as well. Now we move on to the back portion of this creature. So this is just a mixture of the previous color. Just added a little bit of brown to it. This is applied on the entire back of the Mapusaurus. Then we added a little bit more black and then we're creating the stripes on the Mapusaurus. There are actually stripes that go from the topmost portion or the back portion and also a little bit of striping also going on the underbelly of the creature. Alright, so using the same striping color that we had on the body, we were going to create now, scaling details on the feet of the Mapusaurus. This is actually similar to what I have been doing on most of my large theropod dinosaurs. Using a mixture of what I have earlier, I created this wash type of paint and then created these lines on the legs. This actually creates that dirty look on the creature without having to resort to dry brushing. And now for more details on the Mapusaurus. So this is a mixture of the peach color that we have earlier and then I just mixed in some more white. There are actually a lot of scaling details on the actual Mapusaurus in Planet Dinosaur, so we're recreating those by using paint. Several more details that will be added on this one would be pebbling, details on the back and also the neck of the creature, as well as coloration of the eyes, colors on the teeth, the insides of the mouth, and of course the nails or the claws of this creature. about it for our making of Mapusaurus. I hope you guys learned something from this mini tutorial. Well, let's now move on with announcements of the Guesses PC contest winners, and we have 10 lucky picks. Hino 101, Rainbow Racer, Star Wars Fan, Adventure Club, Tantan Win, John Lucas 93, Purple Gujira, J. Olivier, Godzilla Power Pop Fun, and Timo Mado. Congratulations everyone! And now for top 10 winners! Aiden Stevenson, Sian Smokerorum Second King, John Elijah Galicia,
Top 7,
42 Ostriches,
Top 6,
Jacklolo Customs,
Top 5,
Berserker TV,
Top 4,
Mandiamar,
Top
Rexy Bricks,
Top 2,
Mr. T-Rex,
Top 1.
and Mechanic Tiger. Congratulations everyone! And I'll see you on the next Guesses PC contest. For those of you who'd like to join, here's how. Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and it will lead you to the Extinct Bricks homepage. And in that homepage, just click on the community link and it will lead you to all my posts. Such colorful and majestic beasts. Well, let's move on with the assemblies on the Mapusaurus. Okay, so let's count it off. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 parts to this Mapusaurus. Okay, let's pick up the head and let's connect the lower jaw. Okay, now let's connect this one to the body part or the neck part. Let's now attach the legs. Let's pick up the right leg and attach it. Now for the left part. Alright. Let's attach the arms. Right again. Left. There you have it. And the last piece of the puzzle will be the tail. And that completes our Planet Dinosaur Mapusaurus. Let's now move on with a closer look on this figure. Wow! Hi everyone! So we have here Moira and Claire Deering. And they're making sure that the Mapusaurus is ready to be transferred to its enclosure. It's actually based out from the Planet Dinosaur Mapusaurus, as you can see here on the photo below. Of course, Moira is excited on this one, but she'll be back later on for some size comparisons. But for now, let us move on with a closer look on the Mapusaurus. Alright, so we have here our Mapusaurus, and taking a look at it from different angles, the details of the Mapusaurus can be seen. You can see here several stripes on the body, as well as details of pebbling of scales on the back of the creature. You can also see that the feet are actually painted so that it will have scaling details as well. The head, on a closer look, will actually have this peachy color on the topmost portion with some oranges on it, and also some blue coloration as well on the lower jaw and as well as the upper jaw of the creature. The hands, you can see, are all, we have 3 fingers on the hands, and you can see here there's a slight hunchback on the back of the Mapusaurus, as I've actually based it off from the actual fossil finds. Alright, so as per articulation of this Mapusaurus, it's very much similar to that of the Indominus Rex. You can open its mouth to this extent, and you can actually twist its head like so. You can look back as far as this one, and also look up as far as this extent. Alright? Okay, so you can actually lower its head and and pretend that if it's eating something or drinking from a water hole. Right, so we'll just have to put it back here. Okay, so of course the hands will have certain movement as well, similar to that of the Indominus Rex Lego as well as that of the legs. The tail can also be twisted as well. Alright, so that is actually all we have for the closer look on the Mapusaurus. Now we can move on with the next portion of this video. This is the size comparisons. And for the size comparisons, of course, we will be bringing back Moira, to be compared with the Mapusaurus. It's a really big creature, when it is actually, beside a minifigure, such as Moira. It is almost the same size as if in the actual creature, as you can see here on the photo above. And I think it is actually good comparison and scaling as well. Well, let's move on with some other extinct Rex comparisons from previous works that we had. First up on the comparison is also a Patagonian creature such as the Mapusaurus. This is the Margosaurus. So Margosaurus, you can see here, is very colorful as well, almost similar colors to that of the Mapusaurus. It has this peachy to orangey color on its back with some white stripings. You can see here that the back of the Margosaurus is really odd with spike-like projections on the neck. Next here is the Mayangosaurus. The Mayangosaurus is also from that particular region as well, and you can see here that it's smaller than that of the Mapusaurus. However, it has this one horn on top, which is really odd, very similar to that of the Pachycephalosaurus. This one is also based off from the Mattel creature or Mattel Mapusaurus coloration. Let's move on to this one. This is also a creature found in the Patagonian region. This is the Carnotaurus. This Carnotaurus is also is already a remake actually. It is based off from the Disney Dinosaur movie way back in 2000, I guess. So you can see here it's really chunky and I'm really loving its cuteness and fearsome as well. Alright, so technically it's smaller than that of the Mapusaurus also. So let's look into a larger predator also from that region as well. This is the Giganotosaurus. Of course, the Giganotosaurus is really fearsome. As you can see here, it has several, distinct designs on its back, its head, its legs as well. The size of the head is almost similar, although technically when you put it in reality, the head should be bigger on the Giganotosaurus. But nonetheless, I think it's also accurate to its shape and also its look. If we're going to compare it side by side in terms of length, definitely the Giganotosaurus has a longer length, even when its snout or its head is actually stretched out. And that's it for our comparison with the Giganotosaurus. Let's now bring out the largest and most heaviest dinosaur of that particular region. This is the Argentinosaurus. It's almost not fitting the camera angle, but at least its head was actually seen here. So the Argentinosaurus actually is one of the preys for the Mapusaurus. The Mapusaurus would actually hunt in groups, and that is why it can have several bites to the neck, to the legs, as well as the thighs of the creature. If you haven't seen the Planet Dinosaur series, I would highly recommend it. It's such a good series for a dinosaur fan with good visuals as well. So placing the Mapusaurus side by side with that of the Argentinosaurus, you can see that the Mapusaurus is actually dwarfed by the sheer size of the Argentinosaurus. The Argentinosaurus has several predators as well, such as the Giganotosaurus and other smaller, predators of the Patagonian region. Well, let's move on with the species roll call on this particular video. Okay, so we have here all of them, and it's such a wonderful thing to look at. They have different colors and designs. Now, if you have any suggestions for any Patagonian dinosaurs, you may want to include that in your comments down below. I do read them up, and I do even consider your suggestions too. Also, Moira here would like to remind you all that all that you see here are actually in our Extinct Breaks playlist. So do check them out, guys, but I'm also putting in the links to all of these creatures so that you'll have easy access. Let's proceed with the species roll call. This is the Mapusaurus. Extinct Breaks Arnotaurus. Extinct Breaks Amargosaurus. Extinct Breaks Giganotosaurus. Of course, this is the Extinct Breaks Argentinosaurus. And of course, the star of the show here, this is the Extinct Breaks Planet Dinosaur Mapusaurus. Well, let's now move on with the last looks of the Mapusaurus. Mapusaurus actually means earth lizard. It was a giant carcharodontosaur dinosaur from the early late Cretaceous around 97 to 93 million years ago. This species name is actually named for both the rose-colored rocks and the paleontologists who discovered it. It is roughly the similar size as that of the Giganotosaurus, which is actually the largest known, estimated around 41 feet. Is a Mapusaurus ready? Yes, Miss Deering. She's ready for release later on. I enjoyed this video a lot. And also thank you for watching the Mapusaurus, everyone. But before we end this video, please also support our other channels, EB Toy Universe and The Adventures of Moira and Usher. Please like their videos and support their channels by subscribing. And as we always would say, let your inner dino break roar!